I am your galactic priestess, Makala of the Galactic Spiral Light. I had to come on and talk about some things. Um, Spirit was kind of leaning on me, and I really wanted to talk about some things that have been happening. We are now in the second calendar. Um, we're in this now. And it is the lunar moon of challenge. Ugh. And it is going to continue from August 23rd through September 19th. Now, the animal totem is scorpion. Watch out for scorpion stingers. Watch out for people who are stingers, not just people who have um, the birth sign of scorpion, but just watch out general for stinging situations. This is polarized, stabilized, challenge. Why is there so much darkness in the world? So we can find our light and shine it. I like that. Find our light and shine it. How's everybody doing out there? How is everyone moving about? We're going to get into this subject. We're going to talk about the portal days. I will be on Wednesday doing the water codes because that's my medicine to do. So we're in that lunar scorpion moon of challenge. What is going to be the challenge? So let's take a look here at today, what we got going on. Okay, so this is Kin 258. We have the white spectral mirror. So those of you that are the white spectrum mirror kin, the signature, galactic signature, this is what we have. And it's the I dissolve in order to reflect, releasing order. I seal the matrix of endlessness with the spectral tone of liberation. I am guided by my own power double. The color is white. The planet is Neptune, and the solar plexus is activated for sure. Earth family signal. We also have the message of the day. This is going to be dealing with the subconscious mind of the second sphere. So, a lot of pressure going on right about in this area of your head, as well as the third time dimension cosmic synchronization. So here's the message. The soul urges the human to translate its experiences of the sensory realm into the imaginary of the image. Hold on. Imageal, I want to say imaginary. Can't see this last part. Oh, imaginal realm, and then expresses it throughout art. So this is all fine and dandy, cosmic energy. What's gonna be taking place is we have two portal activations coming in this week to tie in with the partial lunar eclipse that's taking place on Thursday the 27th. So this energy is definitely expanding and increasing as far as how it's coming in on Wednesday with this portal. So we have the yellow cosmic sun that's going to be in activation portal. And then we have a red magnet dragon that's going to be the activation portal combined with this. So we got those 2 days of portal energy. So I definitely will be on for Wednesday and Thursday to help anchor. Now, this is, I'm talking about dirty frequency. Okay, so this part, I kind of don't want children in the room. If you got them, put their little headsets on. send them to go do something, this is going to be check-in time. Okay, this is going to be surreal. So, about a week and a half ago, I noticed that they were out tweaking around with the towers. I saw them on their crane tweaking with the towers over here across the street. Yeah, got towers over here. So I constantly, this room has to be anchored, and I'm getting ready to do some bigger anchoring tonight. I'm making my generators, and I should show you what that's going to look like. So my friend Angie gave me 2 more of these. You know what these are? These are the things that sit on top of the telephone poles back in the day. They got tons of these all over the place, but they sat on the top of the telephone. They generated, they sat in the heat, and they could run the energy and, do all that. Yeah, they're about to become something nice. Because I just, been playing around with the other one that I got, because I've been looking for a certain type of generator, and these were it. They're heavy. They're that heavy glass. They got a lot of something info flowing through this puppy. So I'm getting ready to turn it into a really good generator. And I went. So I thought it was really interesting that the bead store that I went to and picked up some extra beads. I thought it was really interesting. She told me, oh, I'm crooked again. It's going to probably do this a little bit, you guys, because the little neck thingy is having issues in its metal. So I went to the bead store. I already had some, like, black onyx, silver sheen. I got that already. And I had some bronzonite in these other type of beads. So you need to really pay attention to what I'm about to tell you. Okay. So I went ahead and went down and got some more that better not be an ice cream man. You know how I feel about that. Anyway, I got some black tourmaline and some bronzonite. Okay, bronzonite. So good. Works like the bomb.com. I have new bracelets that I've designed. I'm wearing, and I've been working with, and it's been awesome. And I also made some new anklets that I designed. Now, I'm going to see if I can slide one off. Okay. So those of you that are beaders, you need to go out. This is one of my anklets that I'm wearing. It even has the copper on it that I put on it. So you want to make sure you get that copper on there. And this has your silver sheen obsidian, bronzonite, and I have the flash glass on it also because I just program it and put that on there. And I've been wearing it when I go out and have to deal with stuff, be out. So I put that on my feet, and life is good. So let's get into this message. Okay, so I saw them week and a half or so. It's weekend. So I get out of my, leave, and I said, I gonna go run a few errands, da-da-da-da-da. So I get out and I go down the street. I make a turn, go, and I said, well, let me go down to this. And I see another crane up, tweaking another set of towers. I'm like, okay, that's 2. So then I'm driving and I'm going along and I go down. And then I see another one up. tweaking some towers. All of them around the same time. Now, imagine that. Do they got that many employees to do that? Wonder. Maybe they do. So I said, okay, gotta pay attention. They're tweaking them. They're up there fiddly-dallying around with the towers. All right. Come last week, Wednesday. Okay, week before last, that's when we had this weird, okay, so it was Wednesday on, I want to look at the date. I think it was the 19th. Yeah, Wednesday the 19th. So we had Tuesday and Monday was a weird day. There was a weird cloud coverage out there. I didn't want to go out there. I was like, I don't want to go out in that. That feels weird. Look weird, feels weird. All right, comes Wednesday. Sky looks good. I'm like, okay, I'm going to go make a couple errands. I go running around. I get down on one of the streets and it's like massive traffic. I'm like, what the hell is all this traffic? I look and I see the freeway, tons of traffic coming in, going like gridlock. I'm like, this should not be happening around this time. I said, must have been an accident. I said, must have been an accident. I'm just, listening to my music. Must have been an accident. Something going on. All right. So we go past that. Then I finally get told on Saturday, one of my friends I'm talking to, and she says, hey, did you hear about what happened on Wednesday? And I go, no, what happened on Wednesday? Are you ready for this? This is why all this stuff is going on in Indiana. Family, ancestors, spirit, creator, Takashla, Simihin Yaya, Atabe, told me what they're doing to the people in Indiana. Now here, when I was listening to what was going on over there, I'm going to tell you what happened on Wednesday because this all ties in together, what they're doing. So I listened to what was going on in Indiana and how they lost their power. Supposedly a storm was on the way, but the power went out before the storm showed up. I said, but that doesn't sound right. That doesn't sound right at all. So then, a lot of them said cars weren't running. Batteries just died just like that. I said, wait a minute, wasn't there a movie called Leave the World Behind or something where people, their cars stopped working? Yeah, that happened. Oh, geez, what could make that happen? What could cause that? Oh, wait a minute. I'm sorry. Is my mind getting ready to go supersonic, purple, do its thing? Yeah, it's called electromagnetic. But maybe they had a little something behind it, like just a shoot that wave out. Oh, and not to talk about what was happening in Hawaii. How all of a sudden, when I checked the energy over there, it felt like Maria hitting, how Maria hit Puerto Rico. Felt the same. Are you following what I'm saying? Because when you start noticing the pattern, it's easy to keep up with what's going on and what they're doing. So the experiment and the message for the people in Indiana was happening out there is they're doing a test. They want to see if you can make people pop, snap. Okay, what's the breaking point duration that can make people snap. And notice how they did it in the most brown skin area. We'll put it that way. Okay? So it's all an experiment. And my message for people in Indiana, I'm sorry you're going through that, but y'all need to band together. Don't be against each other. You need to band together, not against each other. Everybody needs to become super tribal and needs to band together. The men need to size up and be men and be warriors. The women need to run everything within the home the best they can. Okay? The men need to be warrior. And that also means those men, when you go into warriorship, you also oversee the women that are by themselves. It's a tribe thing that needs to happen now. Okay? It's a tribe thing. Because they're watching. They want to see what the breaking point is going to be. They fried people's batteries in their cars so they couldn't leave, so they couldn't go anywhere. Okay, so if this experiment pays off, they're going to start doing it in places. Okay, now let me take you back to how they were tweaking around with the towers, because I'm sure this is going to come to everybody else's place. So on Wednesday, my friend tells me, oh yeah, somebody decided to go up on the overhead ramp over the freeway and take themselves out over the freeway. They jumped. I was like, what? I was just off on the other side of the street, coming down from that side. I didn't go that way over the overpass. I was on the other side of the street, crossed down from the overpass. So yeah, that's what all the traffic was. They were diverting people off the freeway. Evidently, this person waited until a semi truck came so that they could jump out of their life. And they did. Okay, so they were out of their life. Then, on the same day, another one did it up in the Forest Hill area. Did it up there. You know that special bridge area that played in the movie Triple X with Xander Kane? When he jumped off with that red car, that bridge right there, that's a notorious bridge known for people jumping out of life. So another one left their life on that, all on that same day. Then, at Thunder Valley Casino, they had somebody go and commit harm to other people in the casino with a sharp object. And I'm like, what the hell? Okay, so then my friend tells me, and I know she said there was another incident that happened down in the Granite area. And I said, oh God, what? So then she went and researched it. And this one is sad. This one was an Airbnb. The person left a note on the front of the door after they booked it and says, what you will find in here is a vacant body. They left their life. So the energy frequency, now a lot of people can go and do, go into this whole speculation of what it could be that caused these people to do that, what situation caused them to do it. But something tells me it has a lot to do with frequency, dirty frequency. And if you are not keeping yourself cleaned up, taking care of your crown, your root, taking care of yourself, and not getting involved with people who have low vibration, doing crazy stuff and acting out. Making sure you clean yourself up and you take care of yourself. Okay? These individuals who have done this, who left this way, cause a rip in the ether. Okay? And when people traumatically do something like that, it causes a rip of where they did it. Okay? I learned this when my spirit brother friend Andrew took his self out. And I just remember the night before, we had pie together. We were enjoying ourselves. We were, laughing and stuff. And then boom, next thing I know, I'm getting a phone call that he has exit life. I'm like, what are you talking about? We just had pie the other night. So everybody needs to be looking out for others. If you know somebody just went through something, you need to check in on them, because this type of frequency overload is hitting people in a way that makes them feel like they don't have no choice. There's no way out. My friend Deb always would say there's always a way. Those were her last poster words to me on something that we were talking about, and we were kind of putting our ideals together, and she said, girl, there's always a way to make something be or to get something to go. There's always a way. So whatever happened to these individuals who did that, they just felt like there was no other way to get around that. There was no other way to get out of that. So they jumped out of life. And it saddens me because when I went up on the overpass, I had to go close that portal because I made it a point to do it. So I had to do it on, I think I did it on Sunday. Or was it Saturday? I think I did it on, she told me, I think I did it on that same day, Saturday, after I found out about it. So I made it a point to come up on that ramp. And as soon as I hit that ramp, I felt it. And it was almost like stepping into a memory time energy line that was right there when I hit it. And I was there, and I just said this prayer and closed that portal, and I got very nauseated, very, like I could see and feel right in that moment what that person was feeling. And then I felt the impact, and I felt the whole thing, and I got really nauseated, like I was going to throw up. And once I closed it, got down to the signal light, sat there for a little bit waiting for the light to change. I just took some breaths, and I cut the cords, sent everything up, filtered it all out, and just closed that up. And as I drove away from the site, the nausea and everything dissipated. So anytime those of you that are, your grid light healers, all of that, you want to make sure that you go and close up that portal tear when someone jumps out of life. Okay? So it was really, that energy was just heavy and saddened because, like I said, some people just feel like there's no way out. And we can't sit back and say things like, oh, well, wish they wouldn't traumatize other people with that. But here's the thing. A lot of times when people do something like that, they're not thinking about that it's going to be traumatizing for other people. They're thinking about, I want to end the pain. I want to get out of the situation that's currently happening. I don't see any way out. They are overloaded with dirty frequency energy that's impacting them, and the archons are on them to get them to do what they're going to do. The archons, as soon as they see that hit, or that maboya sees that tear, they go in there and they feast a famine. They feast a famine. That's why when anyone starts feeling like you're about ready to just lose yourself, that's when you need to reach out and talk to someone. This is when you need to reach out and talk to a professional. This is when you make that phone call. This is when you say, hey, I need to talk to somebody. I'm not sitting right. And whoever is receiving that information from the person that is calling, don't sit in judgment on them. Don't sit in judgment at all. Just be someone that helps to listen and to ground. Rather you're a professional person, or you're just a friend, a brother, a sister, a mother, a father, an aunt, an uncle, a grandmother or grandfather. Listen to that individual who's going through it. Every light matters. Every soul matters that is here to do a greater good. Okay. So that was really kind of sad. And when they went to the Airbnb that had the note on the door and found the individual, my only thought is, okay, did you cleanse that? You're going to have to close that down for at least 2 moons. Don't let anybody in there renting that. You know, close it down, cleanse it, close it down for 2 moons, and then if you want to continue using it as an Airbnb, great. If not, just close it down. Okay. So please, please, please check in on people. Like I said, we're in the second lunar moon of challenge. What is going to be that challenge? Is the challenge of how you deal with stress going to be on you? Is the challenge going to be how you see yourself, or what you're dealing with? What is the stress? What is going to be the challenge for you? Okay. And this is like what I said, when we step into the medicine of ourselves and we see where we are and some of the things that are emotionally happening, that's where you want to reach out and get the support that you need. You don't need to do it by yourself. You don't need to feel like there's no way out. There is always a solution to the problem. There is always a solution to whatever the issue is. You just haven't seen it yet. It hasn't shown up yet and aligned yet, but there is a solution. You jumping out of life is not the solution, because all that's going to happen is cycling back through, getting caught up in the artificial energy, and coming back through here and being siphoning off of, and being back in the system again. You don't want that. And this is for anybody that's going through something right now and you're really feeling like you're at your end's rope. Your bandwidth is totally wrecked out. You don't have any way to bring anything new into it, and you're just feeling like this is it. No, that's not the answer. What's the answer is, don't feel like you're by yourself, that you have to do it by yourself. There's too many wonderful souled healers walking around with good medicine that can help you, that can sage you, that can get you the right counselor, or line you up with the right doctor, or whatever it might be that you need. Somebody needs to step up and be the voice for the one that is suffering, that's going through something. Okay? There comes times, a lot of us, we just feel overwhelmed with so much stuff that's going on and the things that we see, and we feel we feel like there's no way out. There's always a way out of the situation. But you taking yourself out of life is not the answer. Okay. So I really had to come on and talk about it because it was just one of those things that kind of just made me feel like, oh God, it kind of brought up, what happened with my friend, my spirit brother Andrew, and that was quick. There was like no notification, no nothing. It's like, boom, I get the phone call. I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? We just had pie just last night. What are you talking about? Gone. And when someone's gone, it just leaves it leaves everybody sitting with the energy of, why didn't I see this coming? How come the person didn't reach out to talk to me? Or did people checking their phones to see if they got a text or anything? And, don't do it. So that's my message. And everything that's going on in Indiana, everyone needs to come together as a tribe to get through that, because it's an experiment. And all of us are going to be experiencing weird things as we close out the negative timeline that is trying to hang on to benefit them, but we need to close it so we can benefit from something higher. So the fight still goes on, and I'm seeing it even on different platforms. People who represent in a good way, who have good light, the good teachers, they're here as a bigger part of everything. They don't get all the views. Others get views that they want to give the views to, but the ones that represent something higher and they speak the truth and all that, numbers go down. You don't get the views because they don't value what you say. They know that your frequency, your voice, whatever you are doing makes change. They can't have you showing up making change. Okay? For me, I just come on when I'm told to. I do my water codes. Whoever sees it, they see it, they use it, great. I still do my part. But I'm not on here putting up with shenanigans from those who don't want me to represent myself. I'm going to be myself 360 degrees and above, all the way around. That's how this is going. And you should be too. Be full pledge on who you are. I'm not going to dim my light because someone doesn't like it. I don't care. And that should be the same with you. You need to show up and show your light just as much. We are not done. And I've said from August all the way up to the end of October, right when we get ready to go into November, this is their harvest time. Rituals, all this crazy stuff they like to do. So pay attention when you see the sky looking caliwampic, or you smell stuff that don't smell right, or you see a weird heaviness, mist at nighttime when the sunset is setting and it looks weird. Darkness falls across the land. Midnight hour close at hand. Creatures crawl in search of blood to terrorize y'all's neighborhood. For who should ever shall be found without the souls for getting down, must stand and face the hounds of hell and rot inside as corpses shall. Who's going to be the thriller? What is the thriller? Coming near you soon. So that's my message. I'm really happy. I've seen a lot of crazy things. Also, you remember when I came out and I was talking about the people going out in the wilderness doing all the crazy stuff? I'm laughing at them now because a lot of them, they're not by themselves. They have somebody that's sitting off to the side while they react to things or something going on. And then some of them are by themselves. But some of them crack me up because they do crazy stuff because you automatically know they're not going to finish out the whole video. You automatically know. They're going to get up and leave. Oh my God, there's another thing that just happened. So the dirty frequency is floating around, and whoever it matches is causing them to do crazy stuff. I just got a flash of another message. And it's all happening around in this Sacramento area. What they're doing. It's people doing weird stuff. So it doesn't pay when people start acting weird and someone ticks you off. It doesn't pay to have a confrontation with them because you don't know if they've been personally hijacked. Okay? It doesn't pay to do that. Don't get into that. Everyone needs to keep their head on a swivel. Everyone needs to be safe. Everyone needs to pay attention to where they're going, especially into any stores like Walmart and Target. Walmart. Okay, be aware of where you're going. Okay, everybody needs to be vigilant. Parents, do not be letting your kids just go into places by themselves. Don't. And everyone needs to stop when there's been issues and stuff. Don't be going back to those places where you know there's been some stuff going on and things happening and it never got resolved. But people keep going and paying their money at these places, giving their money, going there, ignoring it. Oh, it's not my kid. It didn't happen to my kid. Really? So, I hope everyone understands what I'm saying about this. So, on Wednesday, on the 26th, I definitely will be on. That's going to be a really interesting energy. You got 8/26. That's going to be a very interesting energy on that day. Yellow cosmic sun. Then you got dragon energy that's coming up right after that. God, I wonder what's going to happen. All right, so we're preparing for this partial eclipse, how that's going to come in and bring that energy in. So let's go ahead and take a look. I hope everyone understands exactly what I've been saying. I would highly suggest if you are a beader or going to go into it, get yourself some black tourmaline beads, bronzonite. I had some in stock and I finally started using it. And I've had these for a long time. I didn't even know what it was. I got it from a beads shop that was closing. And I remember I bought what they had. And I said, oh, I'll get these brown beads. I have bronze. What is that? Wasn't even paying attention. Now I'm like, I like this because I worked with a little piece of it and put it under my pillow and how good it works. So, yeah, it's time to get that medicine on. So let's take a look at the crystal grid message. So, yeah, it's just jumping out of life. Sad. And when people get really quiet and you haven't seen anybody for a while, you need to go check in on them. You need to check in, see how they're doing. Don't just assume, oh, they were just going through a rough moment. Don't do that. Everyone is going through their hardship of themselves right now. And then I'm seeing things about people in their cars, how the cars aren't like they used to be, having problems with brand new cars, engines blowing up, not doing good. I said, I just can't. It's just people, they work hard and then you get sold a vehicle that's doesn't last long, but they expect you to keep making those ridiculous car payments on it. I remember once I had a car that was doing stuff like that. I took that car back, gave them the keys, said I'm not sending another payment in till I get something better. This is a limit. And I meant what I said. And they worked their asses off to get me out of that and get me into something else. But you got to make a stink about it. And I wrote the company, Ford, wrote them and told them about their Ford Focus. Focus, what it says. I named the letter like that. I think I did a video on that, how I got stranded in Tucson, Arizona. When my engine just went out for no reason. Didn't even have the car. The car hit I think it was 49,000, 43,000 or something. Wasn't even 50,000. Didn't even make it to 60. And the engine went out. No, wait a minute. It was 39. It was 39 something. It didn't even last long. So yeah. After that was said and done, I was all about, I got to get rid of this car. Okay. So our crystal grid message is, look at this. Talk about, can't make this stuff up. Number 26. What did I just say? 26 is Wednesday. What is this card? Black tourmaline protection. Can't make this stuff up. I love it. I love it. I love it. Protection grid. They got tourmaline on here. They got, gosh, that's number 26. Let's see. Here is protection, strength, positivity. Black tourmaline and quartz. So remember, when you put quartz with anything, that just amplifies that stone even stronger. Okay, so my message from the light cards is going to be the magic zone. Get out of your comfort zone. Magic is waiting for you. Yeah, step into your magic. Step into you. Then we have the witch's tools, the prosperity elixir. Attract abundance, invite wealth and success. I like this. They show you the bottle. They show you how to put the coins into the bottle and put your crystals around it to attract your prosperity. So you find out all the stones that represents prosperity and set up your prosperity bottle. Then for the web of light, the light web is co-creation, working with the divine, intuitive nudges, and creation. We get those. When you get that nudge, that's what you want. Get that nudge. And then from the star codes, we have mid-heaven, the pentacles. Mid-heaven. Where are we mid-heaven-wise? And what cross is that? Hold on a second. What cross is the mid-heaven? Conjunction alliance crosses it. Conjunction and alliance. There you go. All right, lovelies. I just had to come on and deliver that message. And like I said, keep yourself aware of your surroundings. Check in on people that you know you haven't heard from in a while. And be good to yourself and take care of you. And just remember, we are still in it to win it. And this is not going to go easy as planned for them, the way they were planning it. And each person who represents the light of themselves is deserving, is worthy. You are that worthy person. So, like I said, people are going through things right now, and everyone needs to kind of keep a lookout. And please make sure that you check on those, like I said, that you haven't heard from in a while. Okay. All right, lovelies. Thank you so much for joining me here on Be So Light. Please like, subscribe, and put those likes on the video so that the algorithm can recognize me, even though I've been on here for quite some time. So we can keep it moving. All right, be good to yourself. I'm going to go and get my chargers ready. Can't wait to do what I'm going to do. Yeah, this ought to be good. Because when I'm done with it, nothing ain't getting in. That ain't supposed to be here. I'm going to hear all kind of ruckus going on. Oh, that was a bing. Oh, you didn't make it. Oh, didn't have the right frequency. Couldn't get in. Oh, bing. Oh, it's going to be like playing ping pong machine. You just couldn't get in. I'm so sorry about that. Yeah, no, I'm not. Because I'm glad you couldn't get in. That's terrible. Your energy is not a good match. You know. Just saying. All right, lovelies. Be good to yourself. Much love. Shields up. Remember who you are. Step into it. We're in it to win it. We're not going to make it easy. Don't make it easy. Don't make it easy. There you go. Just rise up. Bye.